Hi everyone, it's Bonnie here and I'm so glad you joined me. Many of you have visited me in different areas of my life, my garden, a tour of my home, my craft room, baking, the things that I love. And a lot of you joined me on Monday to hear my thoughts. So here are my thoughts today. I was thinking about my past, and many of you know, and maybe you don't know, that in my nursing career, I did work in a program that offered refuge to families and people dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia. And it was a wonderful time in my nursing career to tap into uh, giving relief to families that were dealing with family that had Alzheimer's and dementia, and also getting personable with the people that actually had Alzheimer's or dementia trapped in their mind, a severe, just overcoming disease that is grueling. But I'm reminded, I want to take you back to one of my episodes with, and I'm going to give you her name. Her name was Henrika, a wonderful lady, but a lot severe Alzheimer's. And she was in our care in this day program that I ran, or I was in charge of. And one day, Henrika, in her confusion, and it was a cold winter's day. It was cold, it was freezing. And all of a sudden, Henrika got her coat on and she said, "I'm going home." And I said, "Oh, Henrika, you can't go home today." "Not yet. I'm going home," she said. And out the door she went. Well, she was far from home. This wasn't her home. She was in our care for the day, but off she took. And it was winter. No coat, just Henrika was going home. What was I to do? But I followed her. Yep, no coat, just like Henrika, because I knew she was going out in the cold, and she really, in her poor mind, didn't know where home was, but she was going. Well, she was on a mission. I was freezing. I'm sure she was freezing. And I said, "Henrika, it's cold. I don't care. I'm going home. I'm going home." And I just kept going. I thought, please don't go on the street. Please don't slip and fall. And I kept saying, "Henrika, come, come. It's cold. No, I'm going home. I'm going home." And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? In a second, it came to my mind, "Henrika, would you please come with me? I need a cup of tea." And she stopped and she turned and she said, "What?" I said, "I need a cup of tea. Could you make it for me?" She turned and looked at me and she said, "Where?" I said, "Come on, let's go and have tea together." And just like that, she stopped, she turned, and she followed me back. And we went in and we had tea. Oh. Now that story reminds me of a story in the New Testament in the book of Luke. There was a man, his name was Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus was a little man. I'm not very big, I'm just 5 foot. But for a man to be little, Zacchaeus was really little. And Zacchaeus had heard that Jesus had come to town. Now, Zacchaeus didn't know Jesus, he just heard about him. And Zacchaeus was a nasty man. He collected taxes from people and he charged them way too much. He was doing things that he shouldn't be doing, but he heard about Jesus. And one day he decided that he wanted to see this Jesus in real life. So little Zacchaeus, because he was so little, he couldn't see the crowds. He climbed up in a sycamore tree for the Lord he wanted to see. And as he was high there up in the tree, watching and watching and watching, all of a sudden, somebody said his name, Zacchaeus. And he's looking around because nobody wanted to talk to him because he took all their money. But somebody called his name, Zacchaeus. And he looked down, and there was Jesus. Jesus knew him by name. I'm wondering if Jesus followed Zacchaeus, or did Zacchaeus follow Jesus? I don't know. Doesn't say that. But Zacchaeus looked down and he said, yeah. And you know what Jesus said? Come on down. I'd like to come to your house today and have tea and lunch. And Zacchaeus was stopped immediately in his tracks, just like Henrika. She stopped. I hit a pang in her mind and her heart of tea, and she changed. And when Jesus spoke to Zacchaeus, he stopped and he said, okay. He came down from that tree, and because Jesus was so personable, because Jesus stopped and knew him by name, Jesus changed him. Zacchaeus, because of meeting with Jesus, turned completely around. You know what? Jesus and God knows you and me by name. The mention of his name, Jesus, when he steps into your life, he changes all that stuff that are wandering. Henrika was wandering, and she didn't know where she was going. A lot of us don't know where we're going and what tomorrow's going to bring or what we're going to do, you know, but Jesus knows. I find this reminder of Henrika in my life, and the story of Zacchaeus sure makes it personal for me, that God knows you, he knows me, he stops me in my track. He knows my name, he knows my anguish, he knows, and he, in the name of Jesus, changes things. May you be encouraged today to keep on going. I'd love to hear from you. I'd like to hear from you of how maybe this encouraged you and maybe your thoughts, because they're important. Your thoughts are important to me. So please have a great day, and I will see you again in whatever I decide to show you or talk to you about or involve you in my life of Bonnie's Best Creations. You have a wonderful day. God bless you.